Welcome back to Standard 6 Biology class. In yesterday's class, we have discussed about the steps of nutrition. There are 5 steps in nutrition, that is ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation and egestion. Ingestion is the process of taking in of food into the mouth. Digestion is the breakdown of complex food into simple soluble forms. Digestion takes place in the mouth, stomach and intestines. So yesterday you have learnt about the digestion in the mouth and digestion in the stomach. Next, let's see how the digestion is taking place inside the small intestine. You have learned that inside the stomach, the food is converted into a pulpy fluid called chyme. The partially digested chyme reaches the first part of the small intestine, that is the duodenum. Duodenum is the upper part of the small intestine. So duodenum receives bile juice from the gallbladder and pancreatic juice from the pancreas. Bile juice is secreted from the liver and stored temporarily in the gallbladder. Bile emulsifies fat present in the food. Emulsifying fat means breaking down of large fat or lipid globules into small lipid globules. Bile also provides an alkaline medium in the duodenum. The pancreatic juice secreted from the pancreas also contains certain enzymes such as pancreatic amylase, trypsin and lipase. Pancreatic amylase help in carbohydrate digestion. It converts carbohydrates present in the food into maltose and other sugars. Maltose is a simple form of sugar. The enzyme trypsin converts proteins and peptones into peptides, and the enzyme lipase converts emulsified fats into fatty acids and glycerol. So inside the small intestine, the nutrients like carbohydrates, proteins and fats are digested by the enzymes. Carbohydrates are digested into maltose and other sugars with the help of enzyme pancreatic amylase. Proteins and peptones are converted into peptides in the presence of trypsin. Emulsified fats is converted into fatty acids and glycerol by the enzyme lipase. These 3 enzymes such as pancreatic amylase, trypsin and lipase is present in the pancreatic juice secreted by the pancreas. So this conversion of food is taking place in the duodenum. So from the duodenum, the chyme passes into the jejunum and then into the ileum. Jejunum and ileum are the other 2 parts of the small intestine that you have studied earlier. The cells of inner part of the ileum secretes an intestinal juice that contains a number of enzymes. These are erepsin, maltase, sucrase and lactase. Food is acted upon by these enzymes and is completely digested. So the food is completely digested in the small intestine. So let's see what are the final products of digestion. The carbohydrates are converted into glucose. Glucose serves as an important source of energy for our body. Proteins are converted into amino acids. Amino acids are used by the body for growth and repair of worn out cells. Fats are converted into fatty acids and glycerol. They are either stored under the skin for future use or utilized by the body to obtain energy. So the main product after digestion is glucose, amino acids, fatty acids and glycerol. Glucose is formed from carbohydrates, amino acids are formed from proteins, fatty acids and glycerol are formed from fats. So the first 2 steps of nutrition is over, that is ingestion and digestion. The third step of nutrition is absorption. Absorption is the process through which the end products, that is carbohydrates, amino acids, fatty acids and glycerol are absorbed from the intestine into the blood. Let's see how the absorption is taking place in the small intestine. This picture shows the inner part of the small intestine. So you have studied that the inner part of the small intestine contains numerous finger-like projections, which is called as villi. Villi increases the surface area inside the small intestine. The digested nutrients are absorbed in the small intestine through these numerous finger-like projections, which is called as villi. Each villus is supplied by a network of blood capillaries so that the nutrients are easily absorbed from the intestine and transported into the bloodstream. How does the absorption takes place in the small intestine? The digested nutrients are absorbed through the finger-like projections which is present in the inner wall of the small intestine. These finger-like projections are called villi. Villi have a large surface area for the absorption of nutrients. Each villus is supplied by a network of blood capillaries, and the nutrients which is digested is easily absorbed from the intestinal wall and is transported into the bloodstream. A part of absorption takes place in the large intestine also. The undigested food passes from the small intestine into the large intestine. The remaining water present in the food is absorbed in the large intestine. After the absorption of water from the large intestine, an indigestible food matter is formed that is called as fecus. Fecus is the indigestible waste matter formed after the digestion that will be expelled from the body later. Now, after the absorption of nutrients into the blood, the next step of nutrition is assimilation. That will be discussed in the next class. Now we'll wind up today's class. Thank you.